High Court has nullified the appointment of former Embakasi MP Ferdinand Waititu as chairman of the Athi Water Services Board. Cabinet Secretary Judy Wakungu has been faulted by the court for failing to follow the right procedure in appointing Waititu.
Cabinet Secretary Judy Wahungu was put on the spot today for failing to follow the constitution in appointing former Embakasi Member of Parliament Ferdinand Waititu as chairman of the Athi Water Services Board.
It appears to me that there is nothing in the state provision.
Lady Justice Mumbi Ngugi, in her judgment, faulted the Cabinet Secretary for Environment, Water and Natural Resources for failing to consider the constitutional requirements of Chapter 6 touching on personal integrity, character and suitability for a person to hold public office. However, Justice Ngugi made it clear that she did not fault the character of Waititu, but the process that was used to appoint him into office.
The court has found that no inquiry was made with regard to the suitability of the interested party under the Constitution, a responsibility that fell on the first respondent under the provisions of the Water Act as read with Section 7 of the 6th Schedule to the Constitution.
This comes after a case was lodged by businessman Benson Britho, who questioned the integrity of Waititu, accusing him of hate speech against members of the Maasai community living in Kayole. Waititu has since apologized before court for this matter. However, Waititu's lawyers said they would appeal.
This is really sad when you find judicial activism merely to flex some muscle or just to say that, yes, we are the court, we have the power, we have the right, and we cannot, be told by the executive whom they have appointed that we should not say anything about them. This is sad. The person supposed to ask and investigate and actually make a finding on those integrity issues is the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. So why should the court overlook that? I mean, that's the law.
That's basically condemning the interested party unheard. They're pending cases in court, in other courts. Let them go. Let them be heard to their final determination. If this person is found to have, committed a crime or any offense, then that's a different case. But here are cases pending in court. What then is a well-known doctrine of sub judice supposed to do?
Winnie Kamau, Friday Briefing.
Now, police in Langata are investigating the murder of an ex-pilot, David Macharia, who was killed by unknown people at his home in Karen and dumped in a septic tank. Macharia, who had been living alone after divorcing his wife, was found with the injuries on his body, with his legs and hands tied up. The alleged killers are said to have said they had been sent to do it. They also reportedly disclosed what they had done to Macharia after they were sent a sum of 10,000 shillings by the victim's cousin. According to Titus Yoma, the Langata OCPD, Macharia seemed to have been killed a few days ago and not yesterday, as the callers claimed.
High Court Judge Mohammed Warsame sentenced them to death after he found the two guilty of the murder of Dr. James Nganga Moirori. Nganga was the son of Patrick Moirori, the former Member of Parliament for Gatundu. In 2009, Munene and Chepkonga got involved in a brawl with Nganga outside a nightclub in Westlands. Moirori was shot dead and the two were arrested. In his defense, the former police officer Dixon Munene claimed that Nganga had resisted arrest, forcing him to fire the fatal shot. Justice Mohammed Warsame, however, found that the actions of the two friends were reckless and the pursuit of the victim unnecessary and unlawful. He therefore sentenced the two to death, a ruling they appealed. The High Court would today determine that there was no evidence to indicate that Chepkonga knew Munene was armed. Further, the evidence showed that it was Munene's gun which fired the fatal shot. This meaning after 5 years behind bars, Chepkonga is off the hook, leaving behind Dixon Munene, who will continue to serve his sentence. Wilkiston Abwa, KTN.